honestly just recently got a Twitter within the past year, and so today me talking about Twitter is kind of the pot calling the kettle black, considering for the longest time I was very anti-Twitter and I was very against I didn't see the point of it. But now that I have it, I see that it is like a really great tool that YouTubers can use to promote their content, to let people know where they're at and what they're doing, and kind of just connect with them better than they could if they were just making YouTube videos and not doing anything else. However, I think that there are limits to that, and that there are certain YouTubers who don't use Twitter in the right way. Since I've joined it, I've been seeing a lot of things that really bother me, and that in the community, I think there are some things that are going wrong there and some things that need to be talked about and need to be called out. And so today I'm kind of talking about the shitstorms and the problems that I have with basically adults not acting like adults on Twitter, and how I think that they need to grow up. This is not a 100% all YouTubers are like this, but there is specific people who I have seen doing this, and it really bothers me. I know many people have discussed why Twitter is not a good place for argument or any analytical discussion because of the character count, because in 140 characters you do not have enough space to actually form an argument and actually form a coherent thought. That's what having a blog is for. That's what having other outlets is for. And I think that using Twitter to try and argue your side and try to get people never really works. It just kind of backfires and pisses people off. And I think that there are definitely some people within the community that don't seem to understand that, and they still do it. And I'm just sitting here like, you've been in social media for years. You know that this doesn't work. You know that you're just angering people. Are you doing it for attention? Are you doing it because you like being a jerk? Are you doing it because you genuinely don't know? At which point, how have you made social media your job? I've seen adults, overwhelmingly more male adults on Twitter, basically attacking young girls for enjoying the things that they like and saying that they're wrong or that they're bad people for shipping, or for being in a fandom, or for liking something, or for having an opinion that they don't agree with. And on the one hand, like, I can understand why maybe some YouTubers are frustrated with the fan culture that is like really prevalent online, but on the other hand, that doesn't really give them the right to verbally attack and harass them. And I think the important thing for YouTubers to remember is that they have more power in this situation. They have millions of followers, and if they say, oh, I don't like you, or oh, you're doing something wrong, it's not just them calling that person out. In that instance, they're making it seem like all of their other fans now have the capacity, and it's okay for them to also attack these people and to also harass these people. While these young girls might actually be saying something that's wrong, or might actually be contributing to a larger problem within the YouTube community, I think that the way that some of these YouTubers are going about addressing the situation is in no way appropriate, and it is no way okay. And I think that the problem is that these YouTubers get upset when they see people saying bad things about them or their friends, or feeling like they're attacking them and their career or things that they say, and they just kind of get sick of it, and so then they lash out and they say things on Twitter. And this isn't appropriate, because if this was in an actual real life situation, it would never be appropriate for a 20, 25, 30-year-old person to say the things that are being said in real life to a 14-year-old girl. It would never be appropriate. And so I don't understand why these YouTubers somehow think that it's okay for it to be appropriate on Twitter, because it's not. It's not okay to say, oh, you're stupid. Oh, go kill yourself. Oh, you know, you don't deserve to be here. Oh, you call yourself a fan, but oh, you know, I don't like you. Oh, I hate people like you. That's terrible, and that's not appropriate. Like, you're an adult, act like one. And I know a lot of YouTubers would probably say something like, oh, well, I'm just defending myself. And there's a difference between defending yourself and publicly lashing out and attacking someone because you don't agree with them, or you don't like them, or you don't like what they're doing. And I think as far as that is concerned, if you're a YouTuber, you have made social media your job. You knew that there were going to be bullies. You knew that there were going to be trolls when you started that job. And if you can't handle that pressure without attacking people and without being mean, then you really need to find another career, because it's always going to happen. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what content you make. You're always going to have people who don't like you and who are going to try and bring you down. And so if you can't handle that without attacking and lashing out and being mean on Twitter to young fans, then you really need to just delete your Twitter. And so I honestly don't feel bad for you if you're a 30-year-old man attacking a girl on Twitter, because you know better. You're older, you're supposed to be more mature, you're supposed to be leading these people and making them feel better about themselves, but instead you're just tearing them down. And if you feel the need to knock a 13-year-old girl down a peg to make yourself feel better, then I just feel sorry for you more than anything else. Because if you are just doing your job and being creative and making cool things and just doing the stuff that you want to do, then nobody's going to care about what some 13-year-old girl on Twitter has to say. But the fact that you're drawing attention to it and the fact that you're making it an issue is really sad and says a lot about yourself and a lot about your confidence in yourself and how you feel about yourself if you feel the need to attack some young girl on Twitter who obviously looks up to you but has just said something you don't agree with, or who has said something about somebody else that you don't agree with, and that you should just stay out of it or say something constructive. Don't go attacking people for no reason other than your own insecurities. Overall, I'm just really sick of seeing people using Twitter as a means to attack other people and as a means to be mean and bully people, which is exactly how I see it. You're bullying young people, and it's never okay for a young person to bully anyone either, but there's a difference in maturity level and there's a difference in what is appropriate between an adult bullying a young person and a young person bullying an adult. It just doesn't work that way, because if you're the person in power, you bullying a younger person is always going to be worse. Always. And so overall, I hate that this is happening, and I wish that there was a way to make it stop. I would love if you guys gave me your opinions. Please tell me if you've seen anyone doing this on Twitter, if you've seen people acting like this on Twitter or any other social media platform. Do you think that it's an issue that deserves to be talked about? Do you think it's an issue in the first place? What are your experiences with it? What are the things that you think need to be done to fix the situation? Is there a fix for this situation? Leave a comment, let me know what you think, and let's start the discussion about this, and I'll see you next week.